If you're stuck under 10, 30, even 50K a month with funding or credit, it's not because you're lazy or the market is saturated or ads don't work. It is one constraint and one choke point. In this video, I'm going to prove it to you by breaking down 4 of my Wealth Builders Academy students, a corporate 9-to-5 worker, a real estate developer, a military vet turned solopreneur, and a credit repair business owner with 375 clients. I'll show you exactly what was blocking each one of them, what we changed, and what happened to their income after. We're talking $28,000 a month, $54,000 a month, $43,000 a month, and one of them even hit over $100,000 in a month with $0 in ad spend. So when I say it's possible, I really mean it's possible. I want you to pick which one of these are for you. When you see it, you'll know exactly what's standing between you and your next level. Let's get into it. So when a funding business stalls, it's almost never everything is broken. It's usually one main constraint. I use what I call the 5 M's: more, metrics, model, money, and manpower. More is basically, can we just do more of what already works? Metrics is, are you tracking the right numbers or just guessing? Model is, the business model even built to scale, or did you build yourself a job with a ceiling? Money is cash flow or access to capital choking the growth. And last but not least, manpower. Are you the bottleneck because you're doing everything? Every stuck student I work with has one primary 5M constraint. Not the economy, not too much competition, one constraint. Fix the right one and everything moves. Let me show you how that played out for 4 real people. First, we have my student David. David was working a corporate job making around $40,000 a year. He tried Amazon FBA on the side, inventory, logistics, the headaches, and still not enough money to walk away from his job. When we met, he was clearing about $3,000 a month in corporate and being micromanaged, and he did not see himself as an entrepreneur. Every time he got close to taking action, fear won. His constraint was model. He was in a business model that required capital, inventory, and razor-thin margins. It didn't match the life he wanted for the resources he had. On top of that, he was terrified of talking to business owners. The idea of walking into a room and calling himself a funding expert made him want to hide at his job. This is what we actually implemented. I literally told him, you're going to feel scared anyway. Commit to 4 to 6 months of doing it scared. Then we switched him into a funding model that needs no inventory or warehouses. He started fully organically. Word of mouth, walking into local tax offices, CPA firms, joining his local chamber of commerce, hosting small in-person entrepreneur meetups. We helped him build a simple affiliate program so other people could send him deals, and he leaned into his advantage. He was fluent in Spanish, so he positioned himself as the go-to funding expert for the Hispanic business community in his region. His first big win came from his brother that referred him a car dealership who needed capital. Using the process from our program, David got him $50,000 in funding. He made $5,000 in commission off that simple deal, more than his monthly corporate paycheck. From there, he doubled down on local events, Spanish-speaking business owners, and referrals. The result, he went from $3K a month at a job to $28,000 a month consistently running his own funding company. Then he parlayed his knowledge into $200,000 in 0% interest funding for himself and launched his own tequila brand. Now he has a home in Mexico, got engaged, and completely changed his life. The takeaway, you don't need to fund the whole country. You need the right model and the right lane. If you're stuck in a business model that can't move the needle without massive capital or inventory, your constraint is model. Now, maybe you're not starting from scratch like David did. Maybe you built a serious network, real estate, sales, consulting, and you're still leaving piles of money on the table. That's where the next student comes in. Quick break. If you're watching this, you've probably thought about making real money in funding instead of just watching YouTube videos about it. This week, I'm hosting a free workshop where I'll show you exactly how our students are closing $5,000 to $25,000 commission checks on deals as big as $50,000, $100,000, even $250,000. In 60 minutes, I'll walk you through the business model, how to find deals, and what I do if I had to start from scratch. Click the link below, save your seat, and come right back to this video. Next, we're going to talk about Kevin. Kevin is a real estate developer. Before that, he spent 6 years wholesaling. And before that, 10 years raising capital for micro-cap companies. This wasn't a beginner. This is someone with decades of relationships and deal flow. He actually got introduced into funding because he needed money for his own projects and paid another broker 10% to get it. As he paid the 10%, he thought to himself, why am I on this side of the transaction? Then he realized his real estate mentor had hundreds of students, all future business owners who would eventually need capital. He was sitting on a gold mine. He literally had clients waiting for him. His constraint was more. He didn't need new leads. He needed to do more with what was already in front of him. His gap, he didn't know the mechanics of funding and credit. So some leads weren't qualified. Some deals fell apart at the finish line. He even had a projected $50,000 a month collapse when 2 clients pulled out last minute. Most people quit at this point. He didn't. This is what we implemented with him. He went through our academy and learned the exact mechanics of business funding, banks, sequences, limits. He followed our networking playbook step by step. Local chamber of commerce. Positioned himself as a funding advisor instead of a random loan guy. Getting on stages and panels about small business capital. He turned unqualified leads into assets instead of trash. Downselling weak credit prospects into credit repair. Building a 3 to 6 month pipeline so leads that were told no today become yeses later on. He even got invited to judge local business pitch competitions. He went from paying for funding to deciding who deserved it. His result was $54,000 in profit in a single month. Over $500,000 funded for clients in that month alone. Over $600,000 more in approvals sitting in his pipeline. He made his investment in the program back multiple times over. The takeaway from this, if you spent years building a network of business owners, investors, or students, your constraint is probably not leads, it's doing more with the relationships you already own. Now I got a quick question for you. How many of you are already making decent money, 20K, 30K, even 40K a month, but you can't seem to break past that next level no matter how hard you work? You're not lazy. If anything, you're working too hard. That's student number 3. Xavier grew up as a military brat. Then he joined the military himself. That culture builds discipline, self-respect. If you want it done right, do it yourself. He left the military and built a one-stop shop, credit repair plus funding. He was already doing $20,000 to $40,000 a month before he ever found us. Most people would call that success. Xavier didn't because his life was chaos. His constraint was manpower. He was the customer service rep, the funder, the credit repair tech, the marketer, literally everything. His work ethic got him to 40K and then became the exact thing keeping him from 100K. He had deep limited beliefs around trusting other people with clients and his reputation. Here's what we implemented with him. We didn't start with more marketing. We started with his calendar. We audited his daily routine and ripped out busy work that felt productive but didn't move revenue. We helped him design a simple org chart and job roles. We walked him through interviewing and hiring his first real employees so the business could operate without him touching every task. On the growth side, we plugged in our zero ad affiliate system. We gave him scripts to go to realtors, CPAs, set up referral relationships. We connected him directly with more lender partners so he had more tools to close deals. We got him producing content to build authority instead of only chasing transactions. The result for him was drastic. We took him from doing $20,000 to $40,000 a month to $100,000 months. $0 in ad spend. He grew from a one-man band to a 9-person team. Built partnerships with 14 lenders. Went from I do everything myself to I run my company. The takeaway here is simple. You cannot scale to $1 million a year doing every single thing yourself. Your discipline isn't the problem. Your refusal to build manpower around a system is. The moment Xavier accepted that and built a team, his ceiling disappeared. Here's our last one. You got clients, you got a reputation, you even have proof, but your income is up one month, down the next, and you can't explain why. The next constraint is why. Wale ran a credit repair business with 375 active clients. He was already making 10 to 15K a month, with his best month being a 25K month. He already invested $15,000 to $20,000 in mentorships prior to our program before he even knew who we were, and did not get what he paid for. So if you've been burnt before, he was too. He still showed up again. That alone shows a lot about him. His constraint was metrics. He knew how to get clients, he knew how to sell credit repair, but on funding, he was flying blind. He didn't know the exact requirements for high limit business loans, the timing between applications, which banks offer 0% and what they really needed, and how to structure files to engineer $50,000 to $100,000 in approvals instead of 5K approvals. So clients came expecting $20,000 to $25,000 in funding and walked away with literally 5. That's not a marketing problem, that's a data and process problem. Here's what we implemented with him. For 2 to 3 weeks, Wale went all in. He went through all of our material, our modules, our funding lab, showed up to all our weekly support calls, took notes on lender requirements, sequence score ranges. He stopped guessing and started engineering outcomes. He turned his 375 client base from credit repair list into a funding book of business. His result, in his second week applying the process, he made $15,000 in funding commissions. Last month, he secured over $500,000 in approvals for clients and hit $43,000 in revenue for the month. Same audience, different constraint, problem solved. But here's the takeaway. You cannot guess your way to high limit approvals. If you don't know the numbers, the banks, the timing, you will keep getting small limits and frustrated clients, no matter how good your marketing is. Wale didn't need more leads, he needed metrics. So let's recap. David was model, wrong business model for the life he wanted, switched models, focused locally, and went to 28K a month and beyond. Kevin was more, already had a gold mine network, learned funding, did more with what he already had, and hit a $54,000 a month. Xavier's was manpower, doing everything himself. We ended up helping him build a team, systems, and scaled from $40,000 to $100,000 a month with 0 ad spend. And Wale was metrics. He already had clients, lacked data, learned the science of approvals, and jumped from $10,000 to $15,000 to $43,000 months. 4 different people, 4 different constraints, same direction, up. Now, the only question that matters, which one of these people are you? You got two options after watching this. Option one, you map your own constraint and go figure it out solo, and that's real. Some people are wired that way. You'll make mistakes and end up paying tuition to the School of Hard Knocks. And if you keep going long enough, you'll probably get there. Or you got option number two. You let us help you do what you just watched. Inside Wealth Builders Academy, this is exactly what we do. We identify your main constraint, we give you the exact system, scripts, lender access, and support to fix it fast. You stop guessing, stop bouncing between random advice, and execute a proven playbook. David didn't grind for 4 years to reach $28,000 a month, while they made $15,000 in week 2. Xavier hit $100,000 a month with zero ad spend. Kevin 10x his investment with one big month. Not because they were lucky, but because they fixed the right constraint with the right system. If you're serious about building or scaling a funding business, use the link below this video, book a call, and on that call, we'll diagnose which constraint is holding you back right now and show you the path that fixes exactly where you are. Not a generic plan, your plan. The business model works. These 4 proved it. The only variable now is whether you keep watching from the sidelines or you become the next case study. And that part is on you. I'll see you on the other side.